Why does the black man serve the white man? Why does everything the black man do benefit the white man? Why does the black man say freedom is doing what I want to do? And why is it that everything he wants to do enriches the European?
Welcome to the desert of the real.
Yamasuma said after a 14-year war in which almost 5,000 lives, well, 500,000 was taken, this is what we got for change. Black America, please help us. Help ourselves. Exactly. Exactly. 500,000. You got to understand, 5 to 10% of the Liberian population was killed off during the Liberian Civil War. 5 to 10%, and 5 to 10%. You're talking about 1 out of every 5 Liberians would either ended up dead or ended up outside of the country because of people like Prince Johnson and Charles Taylor, like General Butt Naked, and they are allowed, especially the latter two, the first and the third, Charles Taylor, not Charles Taylor, Prince Johnson and just are allowed to just roam free. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. Period. Peace, Holip. How are you?
Peace, fam. How you doing?
And if you can't, where are you? Abibifahodie, Fahodie. My bad. I'm gonna get there. Abibifahodie. Yes. You know, when you're able to get it work, let me know, and I'll let you hop on. He says, I also agree with winning the support of the people by providing basic infrastructure. However, I feel conversations like, I feel conversations like this should be kept within our group until we have accomplished winning the support. I do agree. You're absolutely right. Some stuff do need to be kept private, but I will say this. The people need to know what you're standing for. That is the key thing. You don't have to give out every detail or things like you would consider like top notch, but people need to know where you stand on this position. If they would ask, yo, the BAIO, what's your stance on the War and Economic Crimes Court? We say unabashedly, we support it. Period.
Yeah. Strategies and tactics can be in private.
I agree. You don't need to be like braggadocious or boastful, but they need to know where we stand on certain issues and that we will not compromise on certain issues. Holip, are you there?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Oh, my bad. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, Holip. I had you on mute. I'm so sorry.
Oh, it's all right. No, what I was saying is strategies and tactics, I agree, should be private, but not your principles. Our principles are not private. You know, we should not be hiding how we feel about this shit. And all I got to say is this. I see black folks having conversations about how we're going to take the 50 million black people that's here in this country, and we're trying to maneuver around people's consciousness, and we're trying to figure out how we're going to educate them and how we're going to do this to da 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 da. How many politicians are in Liberia?
Only about 100 people govern the country. It's only 100 people.
We're going to let 100 Negroes stop us from doing what we have to do when we're dealing with 50 million here in this country? And you telling me that 100 Negroes is a bridge too far? Them niggas gotta go. And like I said, if there's some native Liberians who's listening to this broadcast and you disagree with us, please get on the line so we can have a discussion, because I really want to talk to you. I want to know how you can possibly disagree with our stance on this. These people got to go.
Yeah.
They're putting photo ops over running water and electricity, roads and highways, and opting for photo ops with American politicians, and not even politicians who are friendly with the African American community. This is what we want. Listen, I'm gonna like everybody has this defeatist attitude, and I notice it amongst a lot of nationalists too, where they feel like, oh, it's just too much. We can't possibly da da da. Nigga, this is easy. Easy. If the only thing standing between us and our nation state and our base operation is a bunch of corrupt bureaucrats, then we're in good shape as far as I'm concerned. The only thing we need is the people on our side. And I don't think that that's going to be a difficult thing to do.
And the thing about it is, they're not even young people. These are old. Like, these people are old. These people are not young people. Like I've said, many of these politicians are like in their 60s, their 70s. They should be retiring. So that's another favor is youth.
Yeah, you can take the window or you can take the stairs. But you leaving here. You can take the window or you can take the stairs. Metaphorically speaking.
Mm-hmm. No, you're absolutely right, and I agree. 100 people. The fact that 100 people in just a room, like you could put us in a room, and they should not be able to dictate to 5 million people. You don't even have 100 representatives in most states in the U.S.
Thank you.
You have more than that.
And this is the bridge that's too far. This is the big Mount Everest that can't be climbed. Come on, man. Y'all stronger than that. Let a bunch of drug dealers say that there's 100 dudes on the block that won't allow them to sell and see what happens.
Holip, I just looked up the Wyoming Senate because Wyoming is the least dense, is the least populated state. Wyoming has a population of 578,000 people, and they have 30 senators. And Liberia has a country of 5 million people and has 30 senators.
Wow. Wow. And I found, and remember that little conversation that we had with the brother from Liberia? I found out that their senators make more than our senators here in America.
Yep.
Who has a population of over I think either near or over 300 million people.
And are poorer, much poorer than the average American. Poorest countries in the world.
Yet their representatives are caked out. And you gonna let that shit stand? I'm talking to the people of Liberia. If you can hear my voice, you are gonna let these people keep you in the dark ages so that they can line their pockets up and floss in front. They're gonna floss. Are they bold enough to floss in the country, or do they leave the country at least?
No, they floss. No, they floss in the country. No,
they flossing in the country.
Yep.
With money that should go toward you guys, and they flossing. And we actually having a conversation about this? I tell you, maybe this is where that good old-fashioned Western mindset comes in. Because I'm thinking about this, Jabari, and I've often thought about this. Let's say in a perfect world, Liberian corruption is gone, and we've gotten rid of all these corrupt politicians, and the people are actually in control of their government. We're getting roads and highways built. We're getting a thriving economy and all of this. Let's just put ourselves in that position right now, just hypothetically, right? What would make you in that situation leave your country and abandon it? I really want to know. Because some guy wants to be a leader, or he wants to be a dictator, or you got a couple of people that want to take over. That's what gonna make you run out of your country. I think
Speaking,
I don't. Without you saying anything, because I know this is touchy ground. I think I know what would happen. I have a strong idea what would happen in a situation like that, and it wouldn't be us running out of our country. It wouldn't be that.
speaking of which, one, there have been some Liberian ignoramuses, people who are illiterate, saying that, um, you know, George Weah should be a benevolent dictator because he's done so much. I don't know what world they living into, but I also want to show you this video, this Holip. This right here is, once again, this was back in 2018. This was back in 2018, y'all. It says right here, it says, President Weah's newly constructed multi-million-dollar complex in the Baptist Seminary community off the Robertsville Highway has begun raising more eyebrows, with many Liberians still wondering how it was funded. They flossed in hard on y'all.
Oh man, I think you'll need some good old fashioned Western mindset. I think you need some good old fashioned Western mindset. Let's send some Blu-rays and DVDs of South Central and the rest of these movies. I'm like, come on, man. Come on. Come on. Like I said, these guys are way too comfortable. So that means the shit is sweet for them. That's the only way that you can do something that bold, is when you feel comfortable enough to do it.
I just want to even
You
with
know what's
Yamasuma's point, when he said 15,000 each senators, that's still, even if we use that number, that's more than most state senators make in the U.S. Like, state senators don't even be making that much money, and you talk about one of the poorest countries in the world.
Mhm.
Not one. We're not talking about a rich country that can afford. We talking about one of the poorest countries in the world, making less than $1.25 a day.
Is that 15,000 USD?
Yeah, I think it's US dollars. Yeah, 15,000 US dollars.
Where'd he get that from? Can you post a source for that?
Yeah, if you can post a source for us, that would be appreciated.
Yeah.
He says, we have a sizable Liberian community in the Midwest. Many are unaware of what's going on Liberian history and only look towards home symbolically. And that's not just a problem in the life. That's also the African American community. We look at Africa and stuff symbolically, like, oh yeah, it's home, but we look at it only as symbolically. We're not paying attention to what's going on. We're not actually studying the history. And as a result, people are like, yeah, that's my home, but I don't care what's going on. Yeah, I'll send some remittances here and there, but I'm not getting boots on the ground. I'm really not caring what's going on. And that was one of the things, when we did our interview with one of the Liberian YouTuber recently, she was talking about boots on the ground. We need more African Americans to be boots on the ground and be aware of what's going on.
Right. Here's another little bit of information for you guys. The US president makes $400,000 a year annually. How much does the president of Liberia make?
If he building multi-million-dollar complexes, we know how much money he get.
The president of the free world, as they call the American president, is making $400,000 a year salary. How is it possible that the president of Liberia with way less people and way poorer makes much, much more than the U.S. president? I mean, these are rhetorical questions. Why do you think that the number one industry in Liberia is politician? Why do you think the number one industry, the number one career path is to be a politician? Why?
Nobody wants to be a businessman. Nobody wants to be an engineer, a doctor, a lawyer. Everybody said they want to be the Ministry of Youth, the Ministry of Transportation, the Ministry of this, the Ministry of that. Everybody wants to be in politics. Nobody wants to realize I can make money not being in politics. That just shows you how screwed up the whole system is.
But Rudy is funny. You see his.
He says, Hala and Jabari, here's my question. How does a Liberian feel overall about the present government, and how do they feel about the BAIO contingents playing a role in coercing change?
No, look at the one above that.
Oh, he says, Holip and Jabbar, are you guys thinking about actualizing some principles and apparatus from Spike Lee's Drop Squad movie Entourage? I'll let you answer that one.
You know, that's one of the private conversations. Let's just put it that way. But I think the key in all seriousness, the key is for us as African Americans and African diasporans to connect with the people of Liberia, because I really don't feel that that's going to be a tough connection to make. These guys are literally like, this stuff is bad for us and we are really pissed off about it. But if you really think about it, it's like perfect marketing and perfect recruiting for us. Because how can the government defend this? How can you defend this to the people when the people are looking at their situation, looking at their quality of life, looking at the quality of their country? Are we going to get a strong pushback with what we're saying? So the key is connecting with the people, man. That's the key.
I was just listening. I was just, sorry, my bad. I was just what was it? Just reading something real quick. Hold on.
Oh yeah. Don't worry about the typos, man.
What?
Don't worry about that.
What?
Uh-oh, somebody sent you something?
Yes, yeah, you're joking. You're joking.
Can you screen share it?
He sent it through me by a text on my thing, so I would have to but I'll post it in our thing and you'll see. But basically he gave me the title. It's actually, you can actually get it on Front Page Africa. But let me see if I can actually do that real quick. Give me a second, y'all.
Okay. Yeah, don't worry about the typos or the English language. My old saying is the English language is my bitch, and I do with it as I please.
Okay, this was back in 2019. Thank you, Mr. Roberts, for showing this. I'm about to put this on the screen. Holla. Here we go again. Hold on. Right here. Here is what he was saying. This is what he sent me.
Oh, you're doing the screen share?
No, it's on your screen. It's on the screen right now.
Liberian Senator Dillon discloses U.S. $15K as monthly incentive for senators. What do you mean incentive? This is in addition to the money they're making. Right? Am I reading that wrong?
Yeah, he said the salary and or incentives of lawmakers have always been one of the untouchables of the legislature. Lawmakers have kept to their chest the information about how much they earn monthly from taxpayers' monies. It was a campaign promise by candidate Abraham Darius Dillon to make his public salary and incentives as a senator, if elected by electorates of Montserrado County, something all lawmakers have considered sacred and personal. Now that's how you know it's corrupt. That's how you know it's corrupt.
Sacred and personal. How? First of all, it's taxpayer dollars. There's no sacred and personal. What the fuck are they talking about? This is not some private business. You're getting paid by the people's money. How is that private and sacred and personal? That's not fucking personal.
Let's continue on. He says, Senator Dillon disclosed that the accumulation of his gross benefits as a senator is $15,325. That's US dollars with a basic salary of Liberian a base salary of 29,000 Liberian dollars. I'm gonna have to convert that real quick. Let me convert that real quick.
So he's saying that's his salary.
Yes.
He's not saying that's what the rest of them salary is, because they haven't disclosed it.
Mm-hmm. That just.
Did you hear that? Who was that dude that was on the Liberia broadcast? It was actually trying to justify these senators and their exorbitant prices and expense accounts going over to America to take photo ops. Who was that?
I don't remember. I know Mr. Sharif put the breakneck on him, but it's just, my God, that caping was just. Whoo!
Yeah, you were there because I saw you commenting in the thing. So I don't know who that guy was, but if that's that, they are way too comfortable, dude.
And let me and how many times do we have to tell you? He said, when he says, I'm not speculating and I'm not saying it around, I'm giving you an exact figure. When you do tax deduction, you come to US 12,000 every month. 12,000 every month. You multiply that by 12, that's $144,000 yearly. Because he says 12,000 every month in tax deduction. I want y'all to tax deductions.
Mm-hmm. People of Liberia. I'm speaking to the people of Liberia. If you're listening to this BAIO live stream, are you going to let some corrupt politicians stand in the way? Because I'm telling you, if in case nobody knows, running water and electricity is not difficult.
It's cheap. None of this stuff is expensive. It's
right.
cheap.
It's not difficult to do. It's not difficult to have an irrigation system or waste management system. That's not difficult. You got Dubai in the middle of a freaking desert, looking like Wakanda from Marvel Comics. And they're in the desert. So this is not hard. How do you have running water and consistent electricity in the desert and you can't do it in Liberia? And the only reason why it's not getting done is because you got people raiding the coffers, enriching themselves, taking trips to America, taking trips to Europe, flying private jets, going to 5-star hotels. And these are people who are calling themselves representatives of the people of Liberia? I mean, are we really going to have any type of pushback on this, Jabari?
No, I don't think so. Because we speak to the every everyday people. Why is it that you have this and I don't?
Your representative has all of this shit, and he's represented. Do I have to go to the dictionary and get the definition of representative? You're representing me. How is it possible that you're living the life of Riley and I'm living in a fucking hovel? That's an inside joke. Anybody ever seen that movie? What's that movie with Eddie Murphy and Richard Pryor? Harlem Night, I think. And that was the Danny Aiello character.
So when I see you guys with the fancy suits and cars and nice houses, and I'm living in a fucking hovel, I mean, that bothers me.
You can't compare to the status right here. Legendary worldwide, we can battle right here. Listen, Junior, I'ma tear back your wig. This ain't TV, but I'll show you what a fear factor is. Stop grilling me, and all that fronting is killing me. You leave me no choice but to hurt your feelings, G.
About to slap rappers around and bruise the game. What?